Hello, my name is Erik Mooi. I'm associate professor at the University of Melbourne, and I've been asked by Jill Lai and Dionis Scaraboto to produce a short movie about business-to-business marketing, why it's different and why you should be interested in business-to-business marketing. Now, first off, business-to-business marketing is the study of inter-organizational exchange. That is how one firm tries to sell products or buys products from another firm. And this particular focus makes it it's really quite different from particularly consumer behavior. First off, businesses tend to buy in a fairly rational, complex, and carefully considered manner. If you're buying major industrial equipment or major new technologies, then typically committees get formed that plan for buying such technologies. This means that in those organizations, there's typically direct traces of how these organizations buy these products. That makes it quite different from consumer behavior, where you often have to infer how people made their decisions, but you can't actually observe their decisions. In business-to-business marketing, you often can, but there's other significant differences as well. Business-to-business customers tend to be very much focused on value and use. What does a product do to them? And they're far less interested in the actual consumption or in the acquisition. Buying also tends to be very complex. Buying in business-to-business settings tends to be characterized by a DMU, or decision-making unit, where multiple people are involved. Typically a senior manager, a procurement manager, and other people put together form a committee that buys a certain new product or technology. Now, why is it actually interesting to do research in the area of business-to-business marketing? Well, first of all, there's actually not that many people working in business-to-business marketing, but it's a really big field. In fact, about 2/3 of the Australian economy is focused on business-to-business transactions, leaving about 1/3 for consumer-focused transactions. But the number of researchers in most marketing departments tends to be just one, or not even one. In effect, meaning that the ratio of research problems to academics is really good. There's lots of really important research problems for you to tackle, something that you might not really find in other research areas. Secondly, it's a very interdisciplinary field. There's a lot of research on business-to-business market topics coming from economics, which really makes it stand quite apart from other areas of marketing that tend to be quite influenced by psychology. There's a lot of research from the area of management, operations research, logistics, supply chain, and of course our own field, marketing. And it's this multidisciplinarity that means there are many different journals to target and many different approaches to take. It's an area that isn't really wedded to one particular methodology. For example, there's lots of people working on game theory, there's lots of people working on doing qualitative studies. Qualitative work tends to be quite strong in the area of business-to-business marketing, but there's also quite a lot of people taking more traditional quantitative approaches or quantitative approaches that tend to be more focused on econometrics and secondary data, including most of my own work. So there's really a broad range of different techniques and approaches to take. Also, in terms of data sources, there's a huge amount of variety. Some people rely on interviews and case studies, some people rely on surveys, but increasingly the strong availability of secondary data. And that's certainly where I've tried to build most of my research papers on. Now, what's quite interesting, and I think really good about the field of business-to-business marketing, is that it tends to be quite a small, but also quite a close-knit community that's still very easy to enter. There's an annual conference, either organized by the ISBM in the United States or by the EMEC BMM community, that tends to be organized in Europe. And it's this alternating set of 2 conferences that means that every year there's an opportunity to meet fellow B2B researchers. There's also online opportunities. ISBM has its own research seminar series, and together with Sudamani and 2 people from EMEC, we've set up a Bros seminar series, the B2B online research seminar series. It's very easy to find this online and to get involved, and I'd really encourage you to do so. Lastly, and I think importantly, there's a significant number of papers appearing in the field of business-to-business marketing in strong journals such as the Journal of Marketing, the Journal of Marketing Research, the JAMS, but also there's dedicated journals like Industrial Marketing Management, the Journal of Business and Industrial Marketing, as well as many other journals that do take business-to-business papers. And that makes that there's many opportunities to publish and to get your ideas out. Lastly, if you have any specific ideas or thoughts about research questions in the field of business-to-business marketing, or how to get started, or what approaches to take, either reach out to me or reach out to Sudha Mani at Monash University, Jona Keranen at, for example, the RMIT, or Ian Wilkinson at the University of Sydney. And I'm sure I'll be forgetting lots of people, but it's a fairly close-knit community. Don't wait too long to reach out, and I'm very sure you'll find an open ear for your research ideas. Thanks very much for your time.